Stop Googling what to eat for perimenopause and watch this. The foods I'm about to share actually work. I just turned 40 and I feel like this perimenopause phase of life snuck up on me. Anyone else? But here I am and I'm going to embrace it and do what I can to feel my best. And that starts with getting the facts, finding the right foods to help, and sharing what I've learned with you. So if you're getting memes like this, or if you want to better support the amazing women in your life, stick around. I am so over not talking about this subject. It's often undiagnosed or ignored, but it is a huge life shift that can last years. We need support, real solutions, and honestly, better conversations about it. It wasn't until a few years ago that I found out that perimenopause lasts on average 4 years, but can last up to 10 years. I had no idea.
In your late 30s, early 40s, it can start then, and it comes in the middle of the night like a ghost, and it's called perimenopause, and nobody talks about it, and they should, because it lasts 10 years.
The first symptom that most of us think of with menopause and perimenopause is good old hot flashes. 10 years of hot flashes? That just sounds awful. But there's so much more fun to be had. There's brain fog, irregular or more like erratic menstrual cycles, difficulty sleeping, plus other things like weight gain, bone loss, and more. So I am getting into all the details in this video to help arm you with information and give you realistic tips for foods to eat and the ones to avoid. And here's a quick note. None of this is going to be about restriction. This is about finding what works for you in a nourishing way to help you thrive. And stick around till the end because I've got a super easy and seriously delicious meal plan to help you thrive through perimenopause. Plus, I'll share the surprising food that reduced hot flashes by up to 84%. And I have something exciting to share with you all. We have Thrive Nutrition RDN merch. Our first merch ever. These are Thrive Nutrition RDN canvas grocery bags. I absolutely love them. They come in green and purple. Those are my Thrive Nutrition RDN colors. They are great for like throwing over your shoulder and looking cute at the farmer's market or for just your regular old grocery haul. I love them. They are washable canvas. To get your Thrive Nutrition RDN tote bag, I'm dropping a link in the description below. I would love to see you in the grocery store sporting one of these, and it really helps out my small business. So thanks, guys. There is so much happening to our bodies during this time. It's almost like puberty in reverse. The biggest thing that comes to many people's minds is hormone changes. And what's out there to help us, ladies? Hormone replacement therapy? But did you know that what you eat can be 88% as effective as hormone replacement therapy for reducing menopausal hot flashes? And there's no prescription needed. Let's talk about what's actually happening. During perimenopause, our ovaries gradually produce less estrogen and progesterone. And these hormones don't decline in a nice steady pattern. Instead, they fluctuate wildly, which is why symptoms can come and go and vary in intensity. According to research, estrogen can spike to levels 30% higher than your reproductive years before dropping off dramatically, sometimes even within the same week. This hormonal roller coaster affects virtually every system in your body, from your brain to your bones. And then there's bone loss. As estrogen drops, our bones get greedy. They start releasing calcium, which is why osteoporosis risk increases. Research shows that women can lose up to 20% of their bone density during perimenopause and the first 5 to 7 years of menopause. And 1 in 10 women over the age of 60 are affected by osteoporosis. Then there's muscle loss. After 40, we can lose up to 8% of our muscle mass per decade if we don't intervene. And guess what plays a big role in our metabolism? Our muscles. Now for heart health, because surprise, estrogen was actually protecting our hearts this whole time. And as it decreases, our cardiovascular risk increases. And let's talk about weight gain. During perimenopause and menopause, your body composition tends to shift. You might lose some muscle mass and gain fat, particularly around the abdomen. But that doesn't mean you're destined to gain weight overall. Research shows that women who maintain or increase their protein intake and engage in regular strength training are much less likely to experience this significant amount of weight gain during this transition. I don't know about you, but I hate that this is called transition. So we're not going to use it anymore in this video. Now on to brain fog and mood swings. Mood changes and brain fog during perimenopause and menopause can be some of the most challenging symptoms.
I realize that I may have been a little irrational today.
A little?
Shut up!
I think as women, we go through so many key periods of life. Like after having children, we still want to feel like our pre-kid selves, but we inherently know that we have changed. It is a real mind trip, at least it was for me. And then fast forward to your 40s, and here's another time where you might not feel quite like yourself. I've been warned about brain fog from a few women close to me, and have had others share stories of bursting into tears while driving for no apparent reason. And I already get teary when I find old videos of my boys when they were like really little and doing cute things. So this is one I really want to eat the best foods for. And we can't forget about sleep. Sleep disturbances is one of the most common and frustrating symptoms of perimenopause. There's night sweats, anxiety, and hormonal fluctuations that can all impact our sleep quality and our sleep duration. Now that we've shared the bummers of what's happening in our body, let's talk about how to fight back with food. As a registered dietitian, these are the evidence-based strategies that I am most excited to share with you. Here's the good stuff. While there's no magic pill for literally anything, research has identified several foods that can make a real difference in managing perimenopause symptoms. And I've pored over the latest research so that you don't have to. These aren't just random internet claims. These are all backed by actual studies. Let's start with the foundation of any healthy diet, but with a perimenopause twist. Plant foods contain natural compounds that can help balance your hormones. Research points to foods containing phytoestrogens, these plant compounds that have a mild estrogen-like effect in our body. And plant-based diets are like perimenopause superfuel because of those wonderful phytoestrogens. And no, you don't have to go full vegan overnight. Just adding more plant-based foods to your current meals makes a big difference. A study found that women who followed a plant-based diet rich in soy experienced an 84% reduction in moderate to severe hot flashes. That's not a typo, 84%. The women in the study also reported improvements in their mood and their overall energy levels. So up your intake of those fruits and veggies. Some of the best sources include cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts, berries, and peaches, all of which support some overall hormone health. Now for soy. Soy always seems to spark a debate, but when it comes to perimenopause and menopause, the research is really exciting. Studies suggest that soy foods may help with symptoms like hot flashes and support our overall hormone balance. Soy milk, tofu, tempeh, try them all. I once had a client who wanted to eat more soy foods, but she had no idea how to cook with tofu. So we started small with some edamame as a snack, and then we built up to tofu and tempeh. We had a fun tofu cooking class right here in my kitchen, making a few different tofu dishes, including air fryer crispy tofu, which is my absolute favorite. So if you've never cooked with tofu, give it a try. I suggest starting with super firm tofu, season it, and then get it crispy in your air fryer, your oven, or right on your stove for a little texture. Top it with a delicious sauce. Trust me, you'll be hooked. And I'm working on an in-depth soy video coming out soon, so be sure to subscribe so you can get all the details and clear up the soy myths that are out there. Next up, omega-3s. Omega-3s are found in yummy salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds, and they have benefits for our heart and our brain, and so much more. A study found that they can help mitigate night sweats and depression that's associated with perimenopause. And greens. Dark leafy greens provide calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, and antioxidants that not only support our overall health, but they are key during perimenopause. They're particularly important for our bone health as calcium needs increase. Next up is probiotics. Emerging research suggests that gut health may actually influence our estrogen metabolism. Probiotics are found in yogurt, in kefir, in kimchi, and sauerkraut, and they're going to help maintain that healthy gut microbiome, which could potentially help with hormone balance during perimenopause. A 2022 study found that consuming probiotic foods can improve stress and anxiety and overall quality of life in postmenopausal women. Next up are magnesium-rich foods. For sleep support, magnesium is key. Magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds, spinach, and dark chocolate can support relaxation and our sleep quality. Check out my video on the top 10 foods for a better night's sleep to dive into this topic even more. And don't underestimate the connection between blood sugar stability and mood. Eating regular meals with protein, healthy fats, and fiber can help prevent the energy and mood crashes that can feel even more intense during these hormonal changes. Protein. Think of protein as your body's support system during perimenopause. It keeps muscle on, keeps you full, and helps to keep unwanted belly fat off. Along with strength training, which we're going to get into that later, protein is key for maintaining that lean muscle and keeping you feeling strong. Plus, it helps to regulate your blood sugar. It's going to help you avoid those spikes and lows, which can be even more common during perimenopause. The best sources of protein include a variety, like eggs, beans, lean meats, tofu, fish, nuts, and lentils. And here's a pro tip. Protein before carbs at every meal. Study shows that this pattern of eating helps stabilize our blood sugars, which we know is extra important during this time. If you found a food that you're going to add to your shopping list this week, tap that like button now. Let's talk about what might be making your symptoms worse. Okay, let's be real. When you're feeling snacky, moody, or just blah, it's easy to reach for those cheese puffs or cookies or Doritos or sweet treats or, for me, kettle chips. But some of these go-to comfort foods can actually make our perimenopause symptoms much worse. Here's what to watch out for. Alcohol. Alcohol can disrupt our sleep patterns and exacerbate hot flashes. Research shows that even moderate alcohol consumption can increase the frequency and severity of hot flashes. Now, caffeine. For some women, caffeine can trigger hot flashes and increase anxiety. So if you fall into that category, consider switching to green tea, which has much less caffeine, but still provides some great antioxidants. I love spicy food, not like crazy burn your taste buds food, but I like a good dose of heat in certain dishes. But research in real life tells us that spicy foods can exacerbate symptoms like hot flashes. So if you find that spicy foods are a trigger for you, just try to avoid them. My biggest message to you on these foods is to figure out how you feel when you eat certain things. Maybe caffeine has no effect on you, but spicy foods really fuel that fire. Or those fast food French fries that you once really enjoyed now tear up your stomach. Keep a journal and make note of how foods make you feel so you can find patterns and then make the best choices for your health. I know that sometimes getting all the advice can be overwhelming, but seriously don't skip over this one. Pump that iron. I used to be a little more laissez-faire about weights. I did strength training, but I never really pushed myself to lift as much and lift as heavy as I really could have and needed to. Now I know that I can and I absolutely need to. I mean, look at these muscles, guys. Since focusing on progressive overload and really challenging myself and having my partner in the gym to push me, that would be Devin, my husband, I have noticed such a difference, not just in my strength, but how I feel day to day and my energy levels. So, okay, seriously, do some weight training or resistance training. Think about that bone loss we discussed earlier. We want to mitigate that the best that we can so that we are thriving as we age gracefully. Research shows that regular weight bearing and resistance exercises can help slow down bone loss and even improve our bone mineral density in postmenopausal women. Strength training isn't just an option, it's one of the most effective ways to support your bone health and keep you moving for years to come. So grab those weights and start building strength that lasts. It might seem basic, but proper hydration becomes even more crucial during perimenopause. Studies suggest that even mild dehydration can intensify hot flashes and brain fog. So aim for at least 8 to 10 glasses of water a day, or take your body weight, divide it in half, and drink that amount in ounces as your baseline. All right, now that we have all this information, let's put it into a real life meal plan. The first step is to shift to a whole foods approach way of eating. So let's go through what a day of these meals would look like, making it actually delicious and not boring. For breakfast, that could be Greek yogurt bowl with berries, some naturally sweetened granola that's packed with flax seeds and walnuts for those omega-3s. Or how about a tofu scramble with veggies mixed in, some whole grain sourdough toast, and berries. And then for your coffee, a little dash of soy milk. Now for lunch, I love a mason jar salad. Mason jar chickpea Greek salad packed with cucumbers, greens, cherry tomatoes, olives, feta, and a super simple balsamic dressing. Or here's another meal prep option, buffalo salmon quinoa salad with chickpeas and the easiest dressing. For a snack, hummus and some whole grain crackers and sliced veggies, or edamame, I love it with everything bagel seasoning on top. So good. Then for dinner, roasted salmon tacos with homemade slaw that's got cabbage, kale, and carrots, some avocado, and roasted sweet potatoes. Or tofu and broccoli stir fry. Crisp up that tofu in the air fryer, add the broccoli red at the end for texture too, pop it all over top of some brown rice with a simple honey soy glaze on top, and a little sriracha, or not. And then for dessert, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I have to say it. You don't need dessert every night. In fact, if you've eaten nourishing and satisfying foods during the day, you likely won't crave that sweet treat in the evening. But I do know that sometimes that craving hits and you've got to satisfy it. So for those times, or for a super simple dessert, a homemade trail mix, a few dark chocolate chips, nuts that are packed with magnesium and other vitamins, minerals, plus a few dried cranberries to round out that simple snack. I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm in this in-between of, am I in perimenopause? Am I not? I'm honestly not really sure, but now that I'm just done this research and armed with information, I feel much more attuned to kind of what's going on, and I'm definitely making a priority to eat these foods and do the strength training because I want to feel my best, especially after turning 40. It feels like this literal turn of the page, new chapter. And I'm also slightly in denial that I am old enough to even be in perimenopause. But the more that we have these conversations about perimenopause and menopause and share what's working for us, share those personal stories of what worked for you, what definitely didn't work for you, then we can connect with each other and feel better and feel like there's a community rallying around us during this time instead of feeling like we're alone. It feels like a little bit of a confusing time. So I want to say to you all out there, I'm with you. I'm in that in between, maybe there. I have no idea, but absolutely still feel in my soul that I'm too young. But I do want to do everything I can to feel great as all these crazy changes are happening. So if you're feeling the same way, I'm here for you. Drop me any questions you have, and I would love to hear what's working for you. Drop a comment below with your favorite perimenopause-friendly foods or recipes that have made a big difference in your life. Now that you're armed with the best foods to support yourself during perimenopause, let's make those healthy habits stick. My video on how to make healthy habits that last is on your screen right now. And I will see you over there. Until then, eat well, be well, thrive.